Chosen one. This moment is not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment. Heaven has aligned every second, every sorrow, every silent prayer to bring you here, to this very breath. The shift you've been waiting for is not in the distance. It begins now, not in some boardroom, not in some lottery, but in the sacred space of your spirit. You've carried the weight of lack for too long, not because you were cursed, but because you were being carved, scar by scar, delay by delay. You were being refined for a wealth no man can steal. But before we go deeper, I need you to do 3 things. Hit the like button, so this word reaches other chosen ones, like you. Bugsing. Subscribe to help us reach 20,000 subscribers. Ding. And comment 144. This will activate the wealth already moving toward you. You've been walking through the wilderness while others danced in their harvest. You watched doors open for those who never endured your storms. But what they gained in shortcuts, you are gaining in substance. The oil being pressed from your pain will fund kingdom. The delay was not to hurt you. It was to prepare the capacity in you. For you are not receiving common riches. You are being trusted with spiritual vaults, generational keys, divine influence that will touch lives beyond your own. There is an angel assigned to your name, not just for protection, but for provision. They have watched you sow in famine. They've recorded your obedience in lack. And now they are opening scrolls in heaven, with your name written in gold. You are no longer in the season of silence. You are stepping into the roar of recognition. The heavens are announcing your arrival, not to the world first, but to the spirit realm that tried to delay you. Chosen one. Your journey from broke to billionaire begins not with wealth in your hands, but authority in your voice. You are learning to command atmospheres, to speak with the vibration of heaven, to move with the posture of kingship. Your circumstances may not reflect it yet, but your DNA already holds it. You are not becoming wealthy. You were born into wealth that has been hidden for an appointed time. Do not confuse obscurity with absence. God has hidden you like a seed, not buried you like a mistake. You were concealed to be cultivated, not rejected. There is power in your hiddenness. There is fire in your silence. The world doesn't see you yet, because heaven is still pouring layers of wisdom into you. Every sleepless night, every moment of confusion, has built spiritual infrastructure to handle the magnitude of what is about to fall into your life. You are not poor. You are pre-wealth, pre-release, pre-revelation. The blueprint for billions has already been downloaded into your soul, but until now it was encrypted by pain. But the pain is breaking. The code is unlocking. The vaults are shaking. Because you've remained faithful while invisible, you are now stepping into a reward that will make noise across realms. Let them talk. Let them mock. Let them point and laugh. They do not know the God who walks with you. They don't know the covenant you carry. They don't see the angels that flank your steps. You are not trying to prove your worth. You are preparing to display God's glory. This rise will not be subtle. It will be sacred. It will be sudden. It will be so undeniable, even your enemies will have to bow. You are not just the first in your family to break cycles. You are the first in your bloodline to access divine dominion. What others labored for in fear, you will build with ease. Not because it's easy, but because your spirit is aligned with eternal provision. The systems of the world cannot define your outcome, because you are governed by a different economy, the economy of grace, the currency of faith, the power of divine obedience. You must unlearn the language of lack. Erase the lies they wrote into your self-worth. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on divine schedule. The vaults of wealth respond to identity, and the moment you stop seeing yourself as a survivor and start declaring yourself a steward, the gates will respond. This is not manifestation. This is divine inheritance. You don't attract what you want. You unlock what was always written. You've made it through what was meant to break you. That alone is evidence of your divine seal. Others lost themselves in half the battle. But you bled and you built. You cried and you created. You doubted, but you didn't disappear. And that tenacity has reached heaven as worship. Now watch what heaven sends in return. Your name is not just on paper, it is on pillars. Pillars in the spirit, holding up generational change. You are not just building a business, you are rebuilding a lineage. Heaven has declared you a turning point. And when heaven speaks, hell trembles. The war against you was never personal, it was prophetic. The enemy saw your destiny before you did. That's why the attacks felt surgical. But every hit only confirmed your calling, chosen one. Hear this clearly, you don't need permission to rise. You were created to. The permission is in your breath. The favor is in your faith. The key is in your obedience. It is already unlocked. All that's left is for you to walk through it like you were born for it. Because you were. If this message is already unlocking your spirit, type 24 again now. You're aligning yourself with the frequency of overflow. And now we move forward. You are walking through a door that doesn't exist for others. This isn't ambition. This is assignment. You are not building for applause. You are building for alignment. You've been hearing the whisper in your spirit, the stirring in your chest, the ache in your soul that refuses to settle. That ache is not anxiety. It is instruction. It is God reminding you that your time of hiding has expired. There's a frequency in the spirit that only responds to the bold. You've been knocking on doors when you were born to own the keys. Your voice is not small. It has been silenced by systems afraid of your roar. But now, heaven says, speak. Not with the voice of who you've been, but with the vibration of who you're becoming. The one who lacks nothing, fears no man, and answers only to purpose. The realm of supernatural wealth does not respond to doubt. It responds to dominion. That means no more passive prayers, no more begging, no more waiting to be chosen. You are the chosen. The treasury of heaven has been watching your stewardship in obscurity, and now it will reward you openly. This is not just breakthrough, this is broadcast. God will make sure the same people who saw your struggle see your rise. The shame you carried is being burned off. The fear that wrapped around your decisions is breaking now. You're no longer going to ask for what's already yours. You're going to command it, not because of pride, but because you've suffered long enough to know you're not here to live in lack. You are here to overflow, not just in money, but in wisdom, impact, and generational anointing. You've been learning to walk like a billionaire in the spirit before the money ever arrived in the natural. That's how you know you're ready. Because you've learned to be wealthy in silence, to build without praise, to serve without spotlight. You've been constructing a fortress while others posted their castles. And now yours is unshakable because it was built by fire. You've outgrown the version of yourself that needed validation, that needed support, that needed someone to believe. Now you believe. And that belief is what's breaking the chains. You no longer move to be understood. You move to fulfill the divine assignment. You don't chase opportunity. Opportunity chases you because it recognizes royalty. Every delay, every denial, every detour, none of it was wasted. God is a master of recompense. He is multiplying the very years that were stolen. You are not starting from scratch, you are starting from seed. A seed that has been watered with your discipline, hidden in your obedience, and now breaking open into unstoppable growth. You've made peace with losing people. And that was the test. You had to choose your path over their comfort. You had to choose your assignment over their approval. And heaven took note, because the crown doesn't go to the loud, it goes to the loyal. And you have remained loyal, even when you had every reason to walk away. There is a vault being opened, with your name etched into the lining. It is guarded by angels and timed to divine sequence. You couldn't have accessed it earlier if you tried. It's not just about money. It's about momentum, and that momentum is about to hit your life like divine wind. Suddenly, doors will fly open. Suddenly, clients will come. Suddenly, solutions will download, and it will all seem like coincidence. But it is covenant. The reason you feel pressure right now is because the old world is collapsing beneath your feet while the new one rises under your spirit. Do not panic. The chaos is evidence that something greater is being born. You are shedding timelines, shaking off old identities, and the friction you feel is not failure, it's formation. You've entered the chamber where kings are made, where silence teaches strategy and solitude refines vision. In this chamber, you are not distracted. You are defined. You are being branded by heaven to be unmistakable on earth. Your voice, your energy, your very presence will carry divine influence. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you are becoming. Type overflow in the comments if you feel God's abundance rushing into your life. The old you needed approval. The new you moves in authority. The old you survived. The new you builds. The old you waited. The new you decrees. This is the rebirth. This is the line in the sand. You don't go back after this. You can't. The future has already claimed you. Chosen one, you are not crazy for dreaming big. You are remembering what was written before you ever touched this earth. Before your mother's womb, you were marked for territory, for transformation, for dominion. And now the heavens are catching up with that truth. What you were shown in dreams, in fragments, in whispers, is about to manifest in full form. And when it does, you will no longer walk. You will reign. Chosen one, what's ahead of you will require a different rhythm. The cadence of survival will no longer carry you. You must now walk to the beat of royalty, speak with the frequency of heaven, and act with the precision of prophecy. There is no space for hesitation anymore. The realm of supernatural wealth answers to clarity, and you, beloved, are being clarified. There is a weight being lifted from your name in the spirit. The residue of poverty, the stain of past lack, the cloud of generational struggle, it's all being peeled off. You are not under the law of limitation. You are under the covenant of multiplication. What took others decades, you will build in months. What broke them will bow to you, not by striving, but by knowing. You are not trying to be successful. You are rising into your divine assignment. Wealth is not a reward. It is a resource, a tool, a weapon placed in the hands of those God trusts. And you are being trusted, not because you're perfect, but because you've been purified. In the quiet, in the fire, in the long seasons where no one clapped and nothing came easy, the angels assigned to you are not carrying coins. They are carrying contracts, blueprints, alliances, and keys. Heaven is not sending you leftovers. It is delivering access. Access to spaces you never applied for. Access to land no one thought you could own. Access to favor that can't be explained. And all of it will align with the version of you who no longer questions if you're worthy. When you pray now, you don't pray to be saved. You pray as one who commands. You speak as a vessel of divine intelligence. You act not to impress, but to express the exact design heaven placed inside you. Your time of shrinking is over. You will walk into rooms and the atmosphere will shift before you speak, because your energy is speaking louder than titles ever could. You've suffered long enough with the weight of comparison. That season ends now. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are in divine calibration. What looks like delay is actually orchestration. God is lining up not just the blessing but the timing of it, so that when it lands, you don't lose it, you manage it. Multiply it. Move through it with mastery. This world will not recognize you at first. They remember who you were, but that memory no longer has authority. You are evolving beyond their perception. You are stepping into a frequency so high that only those who have ears in the spirit will understand what you're carrying. It's not your job to explain. It's your job to embody. Wealth doesn't ask for permission. It takes up space. You are no longer asking life to be fair. You are declaring that heaven's justice be released. The injustice of what was taken from you, the opportunities, the love, the support, will now be paid back in measures pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Restoration is not coming. It is here, not in pieces, in full. You've walked away from what no longer serves your vision, and though it felt like loss, it was preservation. God is not removing people to punish you. He is making room for the ones who carry oil, not ego, those who can walk with you in vision, not just in comfort. You are about to build with souls who speak your language, who carry your fire, who understand your divine urgency. Don't fear the unknown. It is not unknown to heaven. It's already been written. Every resource, every connection, every provision is waiting for the moment your feet touch the right path, and you're already walking it. The wilderness is ending, the map is unfolding, and the route ahead is anointed with favor. Comment, "My name is written," if you believe this season is yours. You are not here to participate. You are here to pioneer. You are not walking paths. You are forging them. What you carry is disruptive. It will unsettle systems. It will trigger those still hiding. It will shine light on places people tried to keep dark. That's the cost of being chosen. You don't get to fit in. You get to break through. There is wealth assigned to your voice. Speak boldly. There is territory tied to your footsteps. Walk fiercely. There is healing coded into your presence. Move intentionally. You are not just shifting your life, you are shifting history. The chains you're breaking are not just your own. They go back generations. And when you rise, entire bloodlines rise with you. The favor you're about to walk in will make you unrecognizable, even to yourself. You'll look back on this season and weep, not from regret, but from reverence, because you'll see how heaven never abandoned you. It was building you, sharpening you, trusting you with what most squander, and when that door opens, not just one, but many, you will walk through them, knowing that you were never chasing billions. You were preparing to be one who multiplies them for purpose. Chosen one, the breaking you endured was never about punishment. It was about positioning. Every shattered plan, every closed door, every person who walked away was used by heaven to turn you toward the path meant only for you. You didn't lose your way. You lost what was blocking your way. And now, the road ahead is anointed with uncommon clarity. You've been stripped not to be left empty, but to be rebuilt strong. Everything that cracked was exposing the foundation. And now that the false pieces are gone, God is constructing something eternal, not built by opinions, not swayed by culture, not shaken by storms. This new you is not a version. It is a vessel, a carrier of divine vision. A lighthouse in a dark generation. There's a sound coming from your life that only heaven understands. It's the vibration of a soul that refused to die in the wilderness. You kept showing up when no one clapped. You kept building when no one believed. You planted seeds when your hands were still bleeding. That kind of faith is violent in the spirit. It dismantles limitations and demands response from heaven. God is not just giving you wealth. He is making you into a distribution center, the kind that funds ministries, feeds nations, frees families from cycles of debt and despair. This isn't about comfort. It's about calling. You are being positioned to steward overflow, not just for yourself, but for every soul your obedience will impact. You're not just going from broke to billionaire. You're going from overlooked to over-equipped. There are ideas inside you that the world has never seen, blueprints from heaven, waiting to be spoken aloud. But they require discipline. They require stillness. They require you to become the person who can carry that level of influence without losing yourself. This is why the wilderness lasted so long. Not to break you, but to make sure the blessing wouldn't. Now, you have the character to match the call. Now, you can be trusted to reign without pride, to rise without forgetting the pit you came from. You are the one who remembers, and that memory keeps your heart clean while your hands build empires. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not too far behind. You are divinely aligned. What others built without struggle will never last. But what you're building has eternal breath behind it. Heaven is investing in you. And heaven does not fund failure. This level requires something deeper from you. Not perfection, but persistence. Not performance, but purity. God is not looking for those who make noise. He is crowning those who walk in quiet fire, the ones who obey in obscurity, the ones who listen when no one is watching, the ones who keep building altars when others build platforms. Right, He provides. In the comments. If you trust God is opening the treasury of heaven for you. You've tried to shrink before, tried to dim your light for the comfort of others. But those days are over. You are no longer a mirror of other people's fear. You are a window into God's glory. And anyone who cannot honor your rise will be removed with grace and finality. Not because you're bitter, but because you're building. Chosen one, you are not ordinary. That's why you've never fit into ordinary rhythms. Stop apologizing for your difference. It is divine. Stop masking your magnitude. It is holy. You are not just here to succeed. You are here to shift atmospheres, to reverse cycles, to tear down strongholds that your ancestors didn't have the tools to face. Your obedience is currency in the kingdom. Every time you chose faith over fear, you made a deposit. Every time you forgave instead of retaliated, you stored treasure in the unseen. And now the vault is being opened, not just to give you wealth, but to reveal the wealth that's always been in you. What's coming isn't the result of striving. It's the reward of surrender. You let go when it hurt. You walked away from what you thought you needed. You chose the hard road. You said yes to the calling, and because of that, you will see what others only dream of. You will live in the reality they scrolled past. Because you paid the price. Your feet are being anointed for territory. Every step you take is shaking the realm of limitation. You're no longer just moving, you're marching. And where you plant your flag, strongholds will break. Poverty will bow. Cycles will dissolve. Because you don't just carry favor, you carry fire. And this fire cannot be contained. Chosen one. You are approaching the hour when your past will no longer have permission to speak. The voices that once echoed, lack, fear, and failure, are losing their grip. Every lie spoken over your name, every label you once accepted, heaven is erasing them now. Not with ink, but with glory. The anointing on your life is rewriting your story, line by line, breath by breath. You are not becoming wealthy. You are returning to the wealth that has always been yours, hidden in your obedience, buried beneath years of survival, tucked inside moments of quiet sacrifice. Heaven is not trying to decide if you're worthy. That verdict was settled long ago. You are the one they said would never rise, and you are rising anyway. Do not wait for confirmation from the crowd. They will only recognize you once the fruit is visible. But God is crowning you now, before the fruit, before the fame, before the followers. He is putting a seal on your head in private, because your next season will be too public to fake preparation. The light that is coming will expose what cannot be sustained. But you will endure it. There are territories assigned to your name, lands you have never walked on, businesses you haven't yet imagined, souls connected to your voice. The breakthrough coming through your hands is not for you alone. It is for generations. That's why the warfare was so relentless. You weren't just fighting for now. You were contending for a bloodline. This wealth is not shallow. It's spiritual. It's strategic. It's sacred. That's why it feels like you've been stretched to the edge. Because God is not preparing you for temporary income. He is preparing you for eternal impact. Not just wealth, wisdom. Not just growth, governance. You are going from ownership to overflow, from labor to legacy. The path you're walking cannot be copied. It was carved for you alone. Your prayers have built it. Your tears have watered it. Your obedience has cleared it. And now your faith will walk it. Every step forward is a declaration. I am not who I was. I am who heaven has called me to be, and that identity is unstoppable. You are learning that elevation costs everything. The old you cannot come with you. The version of you that feared rejection, that played small, that questioned every instinct, that version has expired. What remains is sovereign, focused, set apart. This is no longer the season of convincing others. It's the season of commanding the room by simply entering it. Type transfer now if you believe the shift has already begun. There is a sound heaven responds to, and it's not noise, it's alignment. You've entered that sound, the vibration of one who is no longer asking but claiming, the frequency of someone who knows what they carry and refuses to shrink to make others comfortable. That energy doesn't chase, it attracts. It magnetizes miracles. It commands resources. You are not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you're expanding. The stretching, the pressure, the discomfort, all of it is evidence that something massive is about to be born. Do not curse the contraction. Breathe through it. Praise through it. Push through it. You're not dying. You're delivering. The clarity you're receiving now is not coincidence. It's confirmation. Your intuition is being sharpened. Your vision is becoming surgical. You are being upgraded, not just externally, but internally. What used to confuse you now looks like chess pieces. You are seeing 10 moves ahead. That is divine intelligence. That is billionaire foresight. They won't see it coming. The rise, the roar, the revelation. But they will see you. And when they do, they will wonder how you did it. They'll think it happened suddenly, but you'll know it was silent, sacred, and sealed by God long before it ever manifested. Your wealth will not be your loudest testimony. Your peace will be, because while others spend their millions chasing happiness, yours will flow from alignment. Your sleep will be sweet. Your time will be honored. Your name will be protected by angels who walk in front of you. You are not just building platforms. You are building portals. Entrances for others to step into their own divine journey through the testimony of your obedience. This is bigger than branding. This is bigger than business. This is heaven on earth through the vessel called you. And now, chosen one, prepare, not to chase the dream, but to wear it. Chosen one. The silence that once surrounded your journey is shifting into a symphony. Every unseen step, every hidden sacrifice, every night you cried out without an answer. Heaven recorded it all. And now it plays as a soundtrack of victory, the anthem of a soul who refused to be buried by circumstance. You weren't just walking through storms, you were being written into scripture by your obedience. This is the part where everything clicks. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you became unshakable. What once terrified you now teaches you. What once delayed you now develops you. The fire didn't consume you. It refined you. And now you step forward, not as a beggar of blessings, but as an heir to dominion. The blueprint is no longer vague. Your instructions are clear. Your energy is calibrated. What used to take weeks of overthinking now flows in seconds. Your spirit has matured. You no longer ask, "Can I do this?" You declare, I was born for this. That authority is the mark of the crowned. And you, chosen one, wear it well. You will walk through doors others knock on for years. Not because of charm, not because of connections, but because your presence announces completion. Your name is not a whisper in heaven, it is a banner, and everywhere that banner is raised, provision follows. Heaven finances purpose, and you are now moving with full purpose. This isn't about ego. This isn't about showing them you made it. This is about heaven getting the glory through your rising. You will have the wealth, but it will not have you. You will touch abundance, but it will never touch your soul, because your roots go deeper than fame. They go into the soil of faith, watered by every yes you gave, when it would have been easier to quit. The fear that once paralyzed you now fuels you. The people who once doubted you no longer determine your pace. You've become immune to distraction, allergic to excuses. Your time is sacred, and you move like someone who knows what every hour is worth. That's why wealth follows you. Because you no longer follow anything that dilutes your assignment. When you speak now, heaven moves. Not because of volume, but because of vibration. Your words carry weight. They carry fire. They carry covenant. You are no longer echoing inspiration. You are becoming the source of it. Your voice is a trumpet, waking up others who are still asleep in smallness. You're not just rising for you. You are rising as proof. Type "It is written" if you know your destiny cannot be erased. There will still be days of pressure, but they will no longer shake you. They will sharpen you. The difference now is your understanding. You've tasted power, not man's version of it, but divine power, and that taste has ruined your appetite for anything less than full purpose. You are no longer addicted to comfort. You are aligned with calling. There is a stillness in you now that speaks louder than noise. You don't chase attention, you command it. Not through performance, but through presence. People will be drawn to you, not for what you have, but for who you are. And that, chosen one, is where the real wealth is. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking. You are not asking anymore. You are activating. What you used to visualize in silence, you are now living in full expression. The line has been crossed. The season has changed. And you are not going back. You couldn't if you tried. You've been rewritten. God is sending those who carry oil to partner with your vision, not leeches, not lessons, but destiny connections. People who don't compete with your calling, but complement it. Watch how they find you. Watch how the right hands are placed on your blueprints. Watch how heaven celebrates your yes by multiplying everything you touch. This is not hype. This is harvest. This is what obedience looks like when it matures. Quiet strength, clean motives, clear direction. Heaven didn't forget you. It was preparing you for a weight that most never reach. You carry it now. The oil, the clarity, the crown. You are trusted. And when you walk into the room, remember this. You are not stepping into favor. You are the favor walking in. Chosen one. It's time. Not to hope, not to wish, but to become. The billionaire you've seen in visions is already coded into your soul. All that's left is for you to embody it fully, boldly, unapologetically. You are not just entering your season. You are becoming the season others have been praying for. Your name is written in the vaults of heaven, and the doors are opening.